anyways, good morning, FGC.
Is it that time already?
It is that time already. Hope you guys have been well over the weekend. Usually we do not get this much news, but there's big news going on. Of course, the internet broke over the weekend on Friday when Sony bought the Evo, and everybody's been talking about that. And we also got Harada blessed us with a trailer. And this, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Prime Minister of Poland. I know so little about Poland. I thought it was the Prime Minister. Does Poland even have a Prime Minister? I don't even know. I looked it up. But her name is Lydia Sobeska. Let's go with Sobeska. Let's check the first of all, you've seen a little bit already, and you were in the big.
I watched the entire thing. I'm in love with this character. Okay. Fun fact about me, I love me fit girls, and I love me like tough girls and stuff like that. Like delicious. I am in love with this character, not just for the fact of that, but she looks like a Tekken character. Like, dear God, she looks like, oh yeah, she does. I'll just play the tape.
The thing that I've seen from everybody, I didn't watch it yet, but everything I've read on it, like people talking about, is like real karate, karate.
Like just play the tape. Like, oh God, so good. I want to watch it again.
New stage confirmed.
Yep. And you got Lee in the background of it a little bit later.
She looks like kind of like it's one of the characters from DOA. Forget her name.
She feels like
Karate Girl.
Yeah, like that. Also a little bit like Akira from
Yeah.
Fighter.
Oh boy. Okay. Damn.
Polski karate, man. That's what she does.
Is that Perry?
Mm-hmm.
That's another Perry. Yeah.
She feels like she also is gonna have some things very similarly to Leroy Brown. Jones? Brown was a right with Brown? Leroy.
Yeah.
She is like true karate. Like they had, what was it? Jin stopped doing the Mishima style and Kazama style kind of stuff, so he kind of like has a mismatch, and he did more of his own style of karate, right? The more traditional style. But like she is karate, like or like they Polski karate. I guess it's like a Polish derivative of karate, or offset of offshoot of karate.
That makes sense, right?
And she is like, it is karate, like Jesus. It is like ridiculous karate.
Open the gates. Poland on the map? I want to get what the Poland like reaction to this is.
Yeah, I'm actually interested. Let's say it's CD Projekt Red. It's messed up. I'm sorry. Oh God, I love her character.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope though.
So supposedly her story takes place during the events of Tekken 7. So this is a place to take place after or anything. She's the prime minister of Poland, and she tries to tell Heihachi to pull the Zaibatsu, Mishima Zaibatsu out of Poland, and Heihachi being Heihachi is like, no. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna join the King of Iron Fist tournament and like do it that way. So that's basically her story in Tekken 7.
It's actually pretty cool. I'm Tekken. I think I said something about I think the next Tekken game's coming out after Street Fighter or something like that.
More than likely.
And I was like, we still got another year and a half of some solid Tekken 7 before I think we say they might go tag or Tekken or just go straight to Tekken 8 because it's been so successful with Tekken 7. But I'm glad to see that they're putting up stuff right for. Usually, I think what fighting games do, they do like right up to the date, and then a year of nothing for you to just play the game, and then next thing. So I think that's the format we're going to see. But I don't know with COVID and everything like that. But I'm hoping it is. You know what I mean?
We'll definitely see what's going to happen from this point on. I mean,
she's
I think
brand
Tekken
new
still has
right?
Well, I think Tekken has still a little bit of new life in it. I do think that they need to add more defensive options for the game, so it's not like you getting you playing the footsie game, you lose the footsie game, and then you're getting carried into a wall like.
And I mean, a little bit better tutorial mode wouldn't help either, but that's just me as a noob. I guess I'm saying that.
Kind of, sorta, because there's a lot of like nuances in Tekken that are.
They don't even tell you. Mm-hmm. You just got to know them from previous games, like low parry and stuff like that. There's no prompts to let you know how to. It's like things that's carried over from game to game to game, and like if you play Tekken, you know. But if you're new to Tekken, you're like and it's like that in any other game too. If you played the previous game, you have a little bit of advantage on somebody who's just coming in as a noob. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But yeah, Tekken's fun. I'm glad Tekken's thriving. Everybody's shooting for Guilty Gear this gen, so we'll see what happens. I think much like everybody else, we've been talking about the Sony and RTS buying Evo. We have a little bit more information on RTS because that's what I was really big, and I was like, who is RTS? So I'm gonna pull this up, and we can all learn together. They are a new. Hold on, let's get it up. Venture capital, kind of like a business that just upstart, but they're not actually new in esports, as it would say. So RTS, a new esports venture backed by investors, including Global Entertainment. Global Entertainment is the company that owns UFC. Sports and content company Endeavor, which is Endeavor is a esports company. They usually have a lot of guys that play Fortnite. And some other first-person shooter games as well. And they are a spanning esport event management, so event being Evo, brand ambassador, brand and develop consulting, gaming, talent management. So RTS looks like it's going to be the go-between between Sony and Evo. Like it's like since they're like Sony, who's let's face it, they pretty much ran Capcom Cup because Capcom Cup happened right after Sony. What was it called again?
The Sony Experience.
Yeah, so that was basically a Capcom run event. I mean, Street Fighter, for all lack of purposes, it's a Capcom funded game, Street Fighter 5 at least. But since this RTS group is straight from the esports arena and they have put on tournaments in other cities and stuff like that. Matter of fact, CEO Stuart Saar was the previous Endeavor senior vice president of esports at that company. So they kind of know what they're doing a little bit. Is they're not tipping their toes into the water. It's right. Pretty much like
and this I think this is interesting in the sense of we talked about before. Sony's making some moves. I'm thinking that Sony is actually looking to possibly well, first of all, I think they're looking to possibly buy out Capcom. I feel I see
it. We've talked about this in podcasts previously too.
But also Sony, I think, is kind of like setting themselves up to kind of sort of either be like, hey, we have this space for fighting games and stuff like that. Other companies can come in and play. If they don't want to play, then that's fine too. You can do whatever you want from that point. And if the other companies are kind of like, I don't know about all that stuff, Sony can kind of be like, because a lot of those companies are Japanese companies anyway that do fighting games. excluding like NetherRealm Studios, and I think that's about it. NetherRealm Studios is the only Tekken one that does that, and the ones that are doing Project L, the League of Legends
Cannon
game.
Brothers.
So it could be one of those things where he's like, hey, you see how they're not even willing to play ball. Why don't you put your fighting games on our system and we'll run with this? Or this could be a way for Sony to like really get its hands more into just esports in general. Because Sony makes a lot of its money from PlayStation. That's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that this might be their way of kind of like solidifying themselves into the gaming market a lot more by, we own this thing now. So
we're like a cornerstone of this like, no matter, like, we don't know where esports is going to go, but if we put ourselves here, we're going to ride the wave no matter which way it goes. You know?
Exactly.
And if it doesn't pan out the way we want, it's at least good faith. We bought some good faith with the gamer.
Yes, exactly. I think that's kind of the thing. There's still a lot of people who are very upset about Evo being bought out by Sony.
Yes.
They don't like the direction that Evo is kind of like going. But the biggest thing I've seen is, Evo's now no longer like grassroots and yada yada. Evo's been corporate for a while. Just from getting stuff now. I think the big change is they're now being owned by a company and stuff. Like, instead of it being like the guys that are doing it and they're just getting sponsors. It's a little bit different thing when it's like you're sponsored by like Sony coming in or like Red Bull or whoever coming in, compared to like, this company now owns you. This gaming company now owns you.
So we don't know what the shares are of the gaming company, but we do know, like, I want to highlight this part here through the partnership. Tony and Tom Cannon, who are the co-founders of Evo, with of course Mr. Wizard, who is no longer a part of the company at all, like in any capacity. They give him his shares and he's gone. They sold, I think he sold his shares back. They paid him out and then it's gone. So the Tony and Tom Cannon, along with being the founders of Evo, they also created Rollback Netcode, and they are the heads of Riot, who are making the Project L game. So they've got a lot on their plate. To the point earlier, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be cool with Sony too, seeing as they're actually part owners with Sony and RTS of Evo.
Right.
And, I don't know how Riot Game goes into that, but it's got to be nothing but good relationships if they're the centerpiece that's holding that whole thing together. So they're like, there's actually more writing on Project L now than there ever has been. Project L was just a game I was hoping was good and, really bring in some more people into the FGC. But now with the whole Evo Sony thing, it's got a lot more writing on it. So we might not see that game for a while.
Yeah.
But
I'm thinking the biggest issue that is going to happen with Evo is Nintendo with the Smash community. Because Nintendo has been notorious for kind of not really backing Smash too much when it comes to the community, the fighting game community for it.
Yeah.
And this might be them having now their excuse to be like, we're gonna, like, they're saying like, we're gonna assess the situation. This could be them just being like, this is our out. We don't have to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff that we already don't like about it, about them using our IP, and then all the allegations and stuff as well for the community. They could just be like, no, we're not gonna sponsor it. That won't necessarily stop like smaller based events and stuff like that, like really small based events. But like larger ones that get like a lot of media notoriety or media attention might be an issue. The other thing is, this might be Sony setting itself up to be like the mecca of fighting games. Like,
kind of already are, but
that's the thing. Like, this might be the actual thing. Like, fighting games is what we've been
planning something like this for a while.
Yeah, fighting games is what we do, and you should play your fighting games on a Sony system. Like, if you want to play your fighting games on something else, I don't know why, because we're the ones that have been really pushing the fighting game community for like a long time.
And as Street Fighter goes, the FGC goes, and the reason why I bought a PlayStation 4
was for Street Fighter.
Exactly.
And how do you feel about that one?
Huh?
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't care where I play. I'm gonna.
No. How do you feel about Street Fighter 5 and playing it on the PlayStation? Yeah, that's what I want. That's it. That look right there.
I play the game to beat people so they don't want to play it anymore. But anyways,
You're just a monster. Why you gotta like ruin people's fun?
I mean, if you're having fun on Street Fighter, you're doing something wrong. But through its partnership,
Wow.
Tony and Tom Cannon, co-founders of Evo, will continue to closely be involved as key advisors to ensure the Evo remains a one-of-a-kind grassroots competition platform for fighting games, players, and fans around the globe. The collaboration will propel Evo even further, premier fighting game tournaments, and foster continued growth and competition amongst the community. So we were talking about things that could really signal actual panic in Evo. Is it the fact if they made it to where it wasn't a open tournament? Right now, South Africa's having a fit because Evo Online won't have them. They have pretty much every other region, but something about South Africa, they don't have it. So that's a problem for them. And people come from everywhere to come to Evo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the COVID, they can't. So I think that would signal, like if Tony and Tom weren't involved anymore and it wasn't an open invite, I could see there. But there's a guy, he goes by Anime Illuminati. He does all the commentary for most of like the Guilty Gear games. He's out in Japan. He's been there for a while. He actually did a lot of the commentating and a lot of the translations when they had we just had the Evo Japan for the first time. So he has some really good thoughts. He's really close to the brothers, and he's been at Evo probably since from around the beginning. So he has some thoughts, and I really agree with a lot. And I want to see what you guys think out there, and Lone Wolf too, if you haven't heard this. So check this out. He pretty much echoes a lot of what we just said, though.
Social media, on whatever forums you read and stuff, there's a lot of people on. I'm going to pick one quote to represent everybody. Here he is. Ready? The God, one of the legends, one of the forefathers of the FGC, Mr. Triforce Game Master, EMP Triforce right now says, and thus the end of an era and the beginning of a new epic, right? So he's talking about now that Sony has bought out Evo, FGC's gone corporate, right? Grassroots are gone, FGC is corporate, right? So 3/19/2021 marks the death of the fighting game community. Rip in peace, FGC, and the start of the fighting game industry. So hello, FGI, I guess. Today, they begin to rewrite what was done. If you have not documented your history, you will be erased. So you guys, if you have not written down your history of that time you paid your players in Chef Boyardee,
we did that
time you ran out on a bill when you like an 18-year-old kid took you out to dinner.
I've done that.
Your history is going to be erased right there, guys. So stick with it. But it's not just him. You know, there's mad people. There's mad people right now that are dude, it's over. This is FGC's corporate now. We sold out. You know, the grassroots FGC, the real FGC is gone. This is like so sterilized now. You guys are right. You're absolutely right. It's definitely not like we've been kind of handled by major corporations for how many years now? I've no. Oh, what's that? Is this the official? Is this like the FGC's biggest tournament that's handled specifically by the brand? Capcom here running that. Oh wait, what was this Tekken World Tour? Is that a major company? Is that Bandai Namco here? Basically controlling the FGC? Could it be Dragon Ball Fighters? Wait, Dragon Ball Fighters World Tour? Is this a big brand coming in here and helping out? Is that Rebel Kumite? Wait, what is this? Is this grassroots? This is grassroots, right? No? Dude, we even have Budweiser. Dude. We got Budweiser. We got more. There we go. We got Pocky. We had Pocky Street Fighter. We had like Totino's pizza rolls or something. Justin, look at that. That's the head of the FGC right now. Justin is the god. He represents all of us. If you're saying we didn't sell out, I don't know where you've been, man. If you're telling me we haven't sold out long ago, I don't know where you've been. What kind of grassroots FGC you're talking about there? But yeah, this whole like panic. This is I'm not exaggerating. It's very, very serious. Oh, dozens and dozens of people just today like, oh, it's over, man. It's over. Grassroots FGC is over. Like Sony, like fuck Sony, man. Fuck these companies are coming to take our FGC away from us. It's like, this is Evo, first of all. Evo, if you've been to Evo, it's been a convention for years now. It's been a convention. If you've been to Evo, you know exactly what it is. And these other, like all those tours I showed you up, those you better believe these companies are super strict. All your favorite tournaments, like Combo Breaker, that's what everyone's saying, like Combo Breaker. By the people, for the people. It's still, corporations still have their hand in that. You better believe. You think Combo Breaker would exist without, if it wasn't a Tekken World Tour event, a Capcom Pro Tour event, a Dragon Ball World Tour event, right? It's about working together with these kind of brand things. And then my favorite part too is like all these people that are really like, it's over. The grassroots are gone, It's like, how grassroots are you? have you ever even, like, if you go to your local, if you actually go to events, even though you can't go to events right now, granted, I'll give you that because it's Corona, they're all shut down. But if you're going to events before, you should know, your locals, your actual grassroots events, it doesn't matter if Sony's sponsoring you, has literally no effect on what you're doing. So this weekend, it's Friday. This weekend, I'm going to go to our studio. I'm going to play some, we are going to be using.
But yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we were just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About your locals, and you know what I'm saying? The fact that, Evo as a tournament has been, and is what he said, I thought was really important. We're working with brands. That's something that we need to do to further whatever this is going to be in the future. You know what I mean?
I'm more curious about how the smaller grassroots tournaments and stuff like that are going to interact with like larger scenes now. I mean, like will it like now that this thing is saying, I mean, nothing has really like changed too much. Yeah, but I'm curious as how it's going to be taken, and I'm curious because this is going to be a shift. Like it's not like this is just this is nothing new. Like in a way, it's nothing new, but this is going to signify a slight shift. And whether that slight shift will be for a positive gain or for negative gain, I'm curious as to what's going to go. I'm kind of hoping that Anime Illuminati doesn't have to eat his words, because like a number of things could happen that could just like make it seem like, oh, yep, well now it is this thing that somebody said it wasn't, and like will his words age properly is the thing of it.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it's
also and I will say, we've been kind of like on the same page as him with some of the stuff.
Yeah,
but my thing is, it's only as strong as the community, right? What does the community feel? How does the community feel about this? And what are their grievances? How can we interact with each other? One thing I do agree with it says, like, we have to come together and we have to be like the community, right? Like, how can we get together and have can there be like an actual like FGC round table for like all the people who have like thoughts and stuff like that, or like a place for them that comes in?
Who will be not be? Who will be listened to, and who will be like, you don't count, because FGC has a way of just saying like, you're not FGC. That's the thing I'm curious about. Like, where's this gonna go? Like, how's this actually gonna affect and change things when it comes to the FGC? And one thing I love that he said, he always him and other older FGC guys, and Anime Illuminati has been around for a while. He's like our age or better. You know what I'm saying? Right. So go to your locals. If you don't like our locals, go to what's our guy down at Vortex Gaming. They're doing things now. As soon as the Corona stuff gets up, we'll be doing more tournaments too. And go to your locals, and you'll have a bigger say in these things. You know what I'm saying? Because the grassroots is really like in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? Grassroots for me, we were talking about what is grassroots for me for you, or whatever, for me and stuff like that. And like really, when you boil it down, it's like your three friends that you would get together in your garage and play MVC2 with, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like 30, you guys would play 60 matches until 12 o'clock at night, and it'd be like 30 to fucking 29 or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like where it all, or the arcade or wherever you had it, you know what I'm saying? So like really, the story is yet to be told, right?
Right.
So so we want to know what you guys think. It's a big topic. It's not going nowhere. We're going to do more investigating on who RTS is. Like we said, they're the parent company. Their parent company is UCF. They do all this other stuff like that. But we gotta see what we're dealing with. The fact that Tony and Tom are still in the are there, it gives me great hope in the future. And we gotta see. EVO Online's coming up. They announced some games. Hopefully by the end of this week they'll announce some more games. And that's it. I'm Red K for Good Morning Gamer.
I thought that was my turn. My turn.
I'm Red K.
I'm the lowliest wolf by choice.
For Good Morning Gamer, Good Morning FGC. Keep playing games. Go to your locals when they come back. And we out. Peace.